ちを倒す。そう強く意識しろ。
分かった。
いい子だ。
Okay, so reincarnated as a sword. So obviously to start, if you can be reincarnated as a spider or a vending machine, you can absolutely be reincarnated as anything, which this anime continues to go on and prove, as we have a character who is now named Teacher by the end of the episode, who ends up getting hit, of course, by our friendly neighborhood Truck-kun. Truck-kun has now claimed its 1250th victim in Japan this year, and Teacher is now the victim of falling into this trap. And of course, by Japan's nature, immediately understanding that he was reincarnated into another world. This time, though, he is reincarnated as a sword. So let me just kind of tell you guys this like right off the jump. So for the first thing is like, I think this was like really like the first 60 seconds of this episode was really just not good at all. Like I think that this anime, I can't say that I liked it, and I truly can't say that I disliked it, because I think we need to watch more of this together. But the reality is, I think they really messed up the first 60 seconds of the episode, where they're introducing the main character. They have this man get hit by a truck, and we get literally no backstory. Now, there's a point a little bit later that I was like, okay, we're about to get some backstory here, which I thought, okay, maybe we'll get a flash of what he was like in his old life, what happened, all the things. But no, instead we just get the same scene that we got at the origination of the episode again. And then we get a little color kind of put on top of it with, you know, a voice in the sky that basically says, you know, hey, good luck. And that's very much it. And then we get introduced to the voice of the world as the sword begins to figure out, okay, he's got some innate ability. Of course, he has analyze, because everybody has analyze. You know, the analyze eye. He finds out that he has skills. He finds out that he has telekinesis. Yada yada yada. So here's you know, and I'll talk about the rest of the episode, and I'll kind of really break it down in a second. But you know, off the jump, you know, if you're gonna, you know, for some reason click off the video right now, I think that this anime is definitely going to be one that, if it focuses too much on the sword piece of it, I don't think it's going to be very good. And this whole episode, the first episode 1, I didn't laugh. I wasn't like super engaged, and nothing really caught me by surprise. The coolest part of the episode was the black cat, which we found out later at the end her name is Fran. So we found out that Fran, you know, she has a burning desire within her, which of course she does. She wants to evolve. Apparently no black cat in this world has ever evolved before. She wants to be the first one to evolve. She was a slave, blah, blah, blah. There's a fight scene that happens. That was probably the coolest part of the episode, is this black cat versus this bear. That was probably the coolest part. Outside of that, all the other stuff that the sword was doing, all the other things, like, didn't excite me at all. Now, this is not saying that you might have not liked it. You might have been all in, and you're like, your thing is the coolest thing since sliced bread, and that's completely okay. But from my point of view, like, my enjoyment level from this anime was like very mediocre. To me, this is one of those animes that you find on like High Dive, and not even like the recommended or everyone's watching or like, you know, the hot thing. This is just like one of those ones that you're, like, you're scrolling infinitely. You're like, oh, what's that? And you find reincarnated as a sword. Man, it's really hard to describe this one. I don't think this is going to be good. Now, my expectations for this, I'm not going to say we're high or mid. I thought it was interesting. I thought it was just interesting, and I knew it was going to end up being a little silly, but I think this might skew a little too silly for me. To where I think my enjoyment level for this is going to be pretty bad. Now, I will say, you know, what we'll do on the channel wise is we're gonna give this that tried and true 3 episodes. We're gonna see if we enjoyed it within 3 episodes. But if there's like negativity critical points by the 3rd episode, I think we might end up dropping it. But we'll stick around for 3 episodes. We'll see if episode 2, you know, episode 2 is going to be them joining up in the adventure guild, and then maybe we have some more adventures kind of to go on. I think that if this anime skews more towards Fran, what she wants to accomplish, really cool adventures, really cool quests, you know, other characters that come into play, maybe a little bit of focus on this sword's doppelganger ability, where he can basically astral project himself, like astral project like a human version of himself. If we get more of that within episode 2 or 3, I think there's a chance here. But if we don't get that within 3 episodes, like something really captivating, I think that, for me personally, I think we're not going to cover it. I think we're going to drop it. And you let me know how you're feeling about it, kind of after that. So here's kind of the rest of the episode, right? So, and I'll kind of give you like my commentary, my opinion, everything. So we got an explanation of how he was reincarnated into the sword. It wasn't very good, okay? We had the voice in the sky basically said, good luck, left him. He was stuck inside of a sword sheath, a sword thing in the ground, but apparently he could pull himself out with telekinesis. I thought that was a little silly. Okay, but we're going to let that one go. We find out that, there is a voice of the world that's giving him all the different skills and stuff. Of course there is. There has to be some kind of thing. He's able to pull up the menu of skills and items and stuff. How? We don't really know. We just have to go with he figured it out, right? At some point, I kind of realized that I don't like his voice actor. I'm not typically very picky either about, Japanese voice acting. For the most part, it's always pretty copacetic. It's always pretty like, it's always good. Sometimes you have really good anime like the Spider Isekai. You have like, My Hero, Demon Slayer, that like it's just like next level. Like the voice actors are like, you can tell like they are all in, giving it their all, and they spent a lot of time handpicking these people to play these characters. This one, I kind of feel like they just found a guy. And I don't really think his voice actor is that good. Now, on the opposite side, I think Fran she sounds fine. It wasn't excellent, it wasn't crazy. She sounds fine. I don't think I really like the voice actor of the actual sword itself, which is a problem because he's the main character. He's the one we're going to hear the most. So just kind of putting that energy out there. Then we find out that, at some point, spending time as the sword, his wants, his needs, his desires begin to skew and change. And he basically loses his humanity because he's now an item. He's now a sword. So he begins to skew more towards that way. I thought that was a nice little touch of him, wanting a wielder really badly. Him wanting to basically level up. Him wanting to kill different creatures and stuff. Basically was getting off on all of that energy. And I think that was good. It was like a really good point of the episode because he basically was losing his humanity and not really having those human desires anymore, having the desires of a sword, of an item. So I thought that was a nice little touch because, of course, he is a sword. We see the doppelganger stuff. That was cool. Hopefully, like I said, hopefully we see more of that. And then we get the bear attack. We get the Fran girl. We learn about her. She's 12 years old. She's a black cat. And her desire is to be the first one to get, to evolve. I think that's cool to kind of give us the stakes in it, kind of give her what her goal is, really solidify me and you as the viewer into what she's trying to accomplish. Then we see that, the sword skills that he obtained was passed on to her. He's now her official sword. She's the wielder. Then she gives him the name Teacher. And then we see at the end of the episode the goblins that he killed during the episode want revenge. And then we get a preview of the next episode, which is the Adventure Guild stuff. So overall, I'll put this at this first episode 5 out of 10. I don't think it was very good. I think that I can't even fully say with the chest here that there's something very this has a lot of potential. I think it's unique. I think that's what this anime is. It's unique. And I think I'll stop there and not give it really anything else. I just think it's a unique idea. I don't know if it's going to work. But overall, 5 out of 10, not very good first episode. I'm a big proponent on first episodes need a slap because that's the thing that's going to pull in the viewer to want to watch episode 2 or 3 and even give it that 3-episode rule. But we're going to give it 3 episodes here. We're going to see how we feel about it. Let me know what you guys thought in the comments. As always, I appreciate you guys being here for a first episode review of one of the fall anime. And I'm interested to see your guys' thoughts of what you think about this sword anime in the comments. All right, my friends, I will see you guys next Wednesday for episode 2 of Reincarnated as a Sword. And for more fall anime, check out the videos on screen now. All right, see you next week. Peace.